everyone, and welcome to our program. I'm Captain Mark Noble. Hey, today we got something a little bit different for you. We're going to go offshore. We're fishing right down here on the coast of Georgia. Today we're going to target black sea bass. I know many people aren't familiar with black sea bass, but for me personally, heck, I believe they're really some of the best eating bottom fish that you can catch. Hey, they might not be big, but they're plentiful. So we're going to run offshore, and we're going to be fishing up around the Grays Reef area today. I got Jeff Williams Jr. with me and Jeff Williams Sr. Guys, are y'all ready to go out there and try these black sea bass out?
Yeah, let's go tear them up.
Well, we're going to go out there today and see what we can get done with the black sea bass right down here on the coast of Georgia, fishing out of Golden Isles Marina. Y'all want to stay tuned. We're going to do something a little bit different, hey, and it's a lot of fun. We're fishing 35-pound Berkeley Fireline today. Anytime you're tying these braids, you know, most people tie an improved clinch knot, and they'll use 5 or 6 twists. But anytime you're fishing a braid, I always like to use 8 or even 9 twists. Put a few more twists in your knot when you're fishing this braid, and then the knot won't tend to slip out because it doesn't cinch down quite like mono does. There he is. Get it. There you go, Jeff. That's what we like to see.
Ooh,
Doesn't feel like got a little more meat on him?
It's got a little bit more on him here.
That's what we like to see right there, is them kind of bites. That's what we like, baby.
This feels like a decent fish here.
Well, bring him on in here and let's take a look. There you go.
Yeah.
Now that's a good sea bass right there now, Jeff. That's what we come for right there. That size and a little bit bigger
nice.
even, but that right there will do just fine.
That's a nice one.
The only thing wrong with that fish, Jeff, is I ain't got one on. But that right there is a good sized sea bass. And I mean, they're beautiful fish. They kind of got that, what we call almost like a rocket tail on them, but look at the colors on them. This is just a fabulous eating fish, but look at the doggone in the rays of the fin right here on the dorsal. I mean, look at the colors in that.
It's got a...
See the blue right here around his eye? And you know, these mature fish, you'll get like a green spot on them. You can see a little bit of green, and we call them greenhead sea bass. And you know that's a good sized fish, and it's a mature fish, and that's the kind of sea bass we're looking for.
He's coming up. He's kind of small. 2.
You got 2 of them?
Got a twofer.
Well, good deal, Jeff.
It must be 5 o'clock.
I got something on here too. I don't know what size it is, but we'll find out. I got 2 also. They're kind of in between size. I don't know just what, but that's a little bit bigger than them other ones we caught a while ago.
These are close, but they're not quite there.
How long was that one, Jeff?
This one's like 9.5 inches.
Okay.
If I can get him out of here.
And we got good bottom down there too. If you can get him out.
Get out of here.
I'll take care of him, Jeff. Go and get back down. Let me get this thing down here before I wear a sinker. That's one thing you definitely want to do, is take control of your sinker. Otherwise, you get one of those love taps upside your noggin.
Yeah.
And that can be just a little bit more. Now see, that fish right there is almost 11 inches long, Jeff.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, that's not a big sea bass. But you know, in Georgia, these fish have to be 10 inches long in order to keep them. But this right here is a great eating fish. And this right here fish, of course, is big enough. And let's find a good little spot here to fish on. So we're going to put it back down there. We both dropped down. We caught 4 fish right here all at one time. And Jeff's hooked up again. Let me get this fish out of my hand and get back to it. When you really get on them, it takes no time at all to get a bite. You know, a lot of people, Jeff, when they're out here fishing, you know, a lot of people, when they go down to the bottom, they're kind of timid when they get down there. But, you know, as soon as you make bottom contact, you really just about need to be ready to set the hook. Because if you're on fish, they're not going to sit there a long time and wait to get on there.
No,
so look at here, Jeff. I got 2 more right there. There is 2 more fish right there. Let's open up this holder right here and set this rod back this way.
I'm going to have to rebait here.
Yeah, I'm going to put this fish right here back because I know he is short. And On the other hand, that fish right there, I don't know what he's going to do. He may make it, he may not. We'll measure him and see.
It took a few minutes to find the spot, but boy, once we found it.
Right there, that's an 11-inch fish. 11-inch sea bass. Today we're using Boston mackerel for bait. Now a lot of people like to use squid, cigar minnows, and hey, even sometimes we'll come out here and catch these on jigs. But today we're using Boston mackerel. Let me show you real quick how I like to do it. One way I like to do it, I like to chunk them, but I also like to fillet them and then cut little squares out of the fillet, and they make just right bite size for these black sea bass. So it's real easy to do. All you have to do is just fillet them out. Take your fillet off just like that right there, and then come across and cut right across there just like this. Now this is a very soft bait, so what you want to do is be sure and hook your bait through the skin when you put it down there. And see, you'll find on each one of the fillets, you can take off pieces about like this right here, and that's a good bite size for these black sea bass. Boston mackerel, black sea bass, love them. But also the snappers in the grouper do as well. This size bait for the smaller fish, bigger pieces for the bigger fish. Anything yet?
Well, you got to give me at least 10 seconds.
At least 10? Oh, there he is. There he is. Get him, Jeff. Get him, Jeff. You know, one thing, you know, when you're out here fishing, you know, for black sea bass, it's not like you're sitting around and you're bored all day long. You just got to figure out now when you're going to set the hook. Remember, as soon as it gets to the bottom, be ready. If you get a backlash, well, you're going to be sucking wind.
This one
Holy
feels
mackerel,
good.
Jeff.
Feels good.
I didn't even get a hit in the bottom for that fish
hit
yet. I mean, never hit the bottom, Jeff.
Twofer again. All right. Boy, that just took about 20 seconds.
Oh, man, I tell you what, that thing right there is knocking the heck out of it.
It's really fun to feel the bites.
I think that second one just loaded up on there just then. I think that second one got on there just then.
Let's see. Mine are littler than yours.
Let's see here.
I'm going to start using your bait.
You're going to start using mine?
Yeah, these are a little undersized.
I don't know what he's going to do. Find out. Right now. That's a keeper.
Get some good fresh bait on here.
And that one, I'm just going to put him back.
And get back down there before we get off the spot.
Well, we're looking
So they'll be kind of like right on the bottom.
Yeah, you'll see a good marking on the bottom, and you'll actually see the bottom raise up sometimes 10, 15, or even 20 feet.
Oh.
Now, depending upon just how good the place you are that you're dropping on.
As you see some little spots down there, so those are just kind of like stray fish.
Yeah, that it may be stray fish. You got a lot.
Jelly.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of not hot jelly, but the cannonball jellyfish out here right now.
Yeah,
And many times they'll give you a suspended marking just off the bottom. And of course, you know, if you try to drop on that, you know, it's kind of hard to catch a jellyfish. But you want to look at your bottom line. You know, you get a real good hard return off of this live bottom out here. And then anything you find above that bottom is either going to be a coral head that's connected to the bottom, which will mark up pretty good. But many times you'll find that your bottom fish are associated near a ledge or them outcropping.
Yeah, boy, as soon as it hits the bottom, they're on it. And sometimes I think I can feel them pecking at it as it goes down.
Jeff, why don't you try it right there?
Okay. I mean, really?
Hold him, Hook.
It's because there's two again. Boy, they hit so quick. The bottom one's really nice. The other ones are going to go back. But this one is a really nice bass. Colorful. I love that color on them.
Yeah, I mean, that's one good thing about it. You can get a lot of color on these fish like this.
Boy,
And you're right, there is nothing wrong with the way they look. You know, many times fishing this Boston mackerel, and this is something a lot of people don't think about, Boston mackerel, when these fish hit it, Jeff, they'll actually bust that bait to pieces. And it creates like a chum slick down there. And as the fish raise up, there's a nice sea bass. And as the fish raise up, they'll smell that bait throughout that water column. And then sometimes you don't have to go all the way down to the bottom. I mean, there's times when, we get on these black sea bass, and they'll have a whole school come up to the boat. And you can actually just drop down just a foot or so underneath the water, 2 or 3 feet, and almost select the fish you want to catch. Pull it away from the smaller ones and catch the bigger ones. But
well,
that's a good sea bass.
Be a new experience for me.
Isn't that gorgeous right there? You know, I don't know what's prettier, that thing looking like this with all these different colors back here, or that thing golden brown coming out of the grease. There you go.
That's just a nice one.
That is a good fish.
Yeah, that'll keep. What's this one laying down here?
I'm getting a bite already. I got a couple fish right there that we got to catch them so fast there, Jeff. I didn't have time to even make it to the cooler. I just dropped them down and try to get back on because, on this drift, if you wait a lot of time, waste a lot of time, you'll be absolutely off your spot before you get a chance to get back down there. So, have your bait cut up and be ready so that when you get the opportunity to get on these drifts like we're doing, you can get right back on your fish quick. It doesn't feel like, I don't know, he's got a little pull to him. A little bit. Oh, no wonder 2 on there. Now looky there, wouldn't you know it?
Those are nice too.
Wouldn't you know it that they would come in there and do that to me? All right, well now that fish right there is definitely, look at that white on his tail. That's just a shame. I mean, one good thing you'll find out about saltwater fishing is the diversity. I've been fishing in the ocean pretty much all my life or in the salt water. And what I find out that's real nice is you got so many different choices for different fish you can fish for. And many people overlook all those choices, and you really shouldn't. I know for me, if I had to fish for the same fish every day, day after day, it wouldn't be as enjoyable. But that's one good thing about the salt water. You got so many choices, and hey, when these black sea bass are biting, they might not be the biggest fish that swims out here in the ocean, but who's to say we might catch one 3 or 4 pounds here in a minute, or we might hook a big old grouper, or a big old red snapper. Hey, any way it goes, it's going to be just fine with me. And sea bass, they're number 1 on my plate. Way down there off the bottom, them fish are still stacked up. I think I managed to get that second fish to go ahead and take that bait. Something down there.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. A couple of sea bass right there. Yum.
Oh, that's a good one. Nice one. There they are.
Well, I mean, one thing is for certain, for just an easy offshore fishing trip, if you have a boat anywhere really from 18 to, even the bigger offshore running boats, this is a good trip for the children to do because the fishing's easy. They catch plenty of fish. And, heck, everybody will enjoy it. And one thing you're always usually assured of is you're going to have a nice mess of fish to eat, Jeff. I don't know if I'll catch you this time or not, Jeff. My line's up underneath the boat. If you feel something funny, it might be mine. Looky there. Them old black sea bass right there thought they was a whole lot more than what they really were. But when you get to them at the time, they tend to pull a little bit better. I don't know. I keep on thinking I'm getting that second fish on there, but look at that. He's just sitting there. I tell you what, this would drive a bass fisherman crazy. You can start getting thumped like that right there, and you got a worm out there in the water, you're going to snatch his head off. But one thing out here fishing, around this water, we're fishing them probably around 60 to 65 feet of water. And we're fishing this fire line today. It's a Berkeley fire line. This is a 35-pound line. And there's no stretch to it. And so it's real sensitive. You can feel every knock, every head shake and everything. But you find out when you're fishing over this deeper water, it doesn't stretch like mono. So it really makes it a great bottom fishing line. And when you get a big fish on there and you're fishing around coral, look at here, I caught 2, look at here. what a unique double that is right there. Now that's something that we haven't been catching a lot of. We've caught one today. But all what happened right here is we just went over a school of these spot-tailed pinfish. And, you know, think about a brim or whatnot, and this is larger than most brim you'll ever catch. But these spot-tailed pinfish, you know, they're good to eat. And look right here on their tail. And that's why they call them what they do. This fish is almost got a mouth like a sheep's head. A lot of people know the sheep head that's black and silver and got the stripes on it. And I'm barely hanging on to this fish right now. But that right there is a spot-tail pinfish. And if you'd like to take these right here in Georgia, as far as I know, no limit, no size limit, and no creel limit. So you can take as many of them as you'd like. Got the second one on there. At least I think I do anyway. There it is. There it is. Now that is what I call hair lipping one right there, Jeff. I mean, got him by the skin right there. Look at that. This one right here is going to be a team player. Fat as a tick. Well, I got something on mine right here, Jeff.
They're down there. I can't believe that little fish pulls.
I never made it to the bottom. I held off a little bit before I went all the way down. Then I let it down an extra 2 foot. Then got a little better bite.
I'm just awestruck that that little fish can pull like that.
Well, you know, you're reeling up a 6-ounce sinker, plus, you know, the boats are moving, and they'll pull pretty good. But when you get 2 of them on there and they're both doing their own thing, it'll look good quick. We're not really on it right now good, Jeff, but I'm gonna let you try it anyways.
Oh yeah.
You getting bites?
Yep.
Well, I'm the type person that I'll just go ahead and drop down there too. Now, if you're gonna be that way about it.
That's a little better. That's a keeper. Nice fish. I'm happy with that.